Come on, time to race.
Real Racing Roots 99 in Pantomime. 3, 2, 1, go! Here we go! It's time! 3 laps to go.
STPL. Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. My name is Kix. We are here for the grand finals. I have a weird cold right now, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this, but let's hope we can make this work. I don't know if it's COVID either, because like in the UK it's almost impossible to get tests. But this screen is broken, so you know what? We are going to skip that. We are going to go to the lineups instead. I don't know if this is also going to be broken, but the best we can do is hope that it's not.
Doesn't take a telepath to know what you're thinking.
Well, thank you very much for the 5 subs, Tetsuo. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Hopefully this is going to be a good show as well. Now, we do have a best of 7 coming at you today. IRK, who went undefeated in the group stage, are going to be up against Wiko, who came second. They did get seeded to semi-finals, made it into the finals. Starting us off, we've got a TVZ. Oh, thank you very much for the sub as well. We've got a TVZ between Age and 973. Unfortunately, Age had to sub in for Medina. A little bit of weirdness happened there. We've then got a TVP between Marwin and Haya. We've then got a ZVT between Kamizerg and Hart. A PVZ between DeWalt and Mutali. A ZVP between Whistler and Smurfs. And then, hopefully, this works. And then we also have a... why is it showing Age again? Okay, well this obviously doesn't work, but the final game is Oya versus Last, so that will be game 6, that'll be on Blindside. Now, without further ado, let's get into the games. My entire body is being a bit strange right now, so I'm going to try and go through the series the best I can, as fast as possible. Oya is playing in game 6, so yeah. So let's see how Age is going to do in game number 1. Let's get started. Age had to sub in for someone, so yeah, he's playing in the finals. Okay, starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner in the brown, fighting for Wiko. It's 973. And spawning us up here in the top left-hand corner in the blue, fighting for IRK, it's Age. Now, I don't think a lot of people expect Age to come out in the finals. He's been playing since vanilla, but unfortunately he isn't quite on the level of someone like Drone, but he does play quite a lot, and he does practice a lot as well. I think he went a little bit of time not playing Brood War too much over the last few years, but he's kind of got back into things again. The funny thing with Aggie is, from what I've learned from speaking to him, he was playing vanilla when everyone moved over to Brood War because he preferred it at the time, which is kind of crazy. But he is he's playing Terran this time. He did have to sub in for Medinho. There was a little bit of scheduling error, which meant that Medinho was going out with his kids to do Christmas shopping. I mean, it was the weekend before Christmas, so it's partially my fault. We couldn't delay the finals either, so it was just one of those things. Yeah, Lucky Noob, if you can do the Twitch bets, let's see if people use their hard-earned points to try and guess who's gonna win. I think this game, especially maybe a little bit. Well, even then, you know what? I don't think this game is decided just yet. Aggie is a very, very unpredictable player. 973 is gonna know nothing about him at all, and Aggie is usually Zerg, so. He does play Terran. He's played CPL as Terran, I believe, as well. And the thing is, I have played against Aggie so many times. Obviously, when I've played against him in the past, I've used Terran. He's been Zerg. But playing against Aggie is like playing against like a fourth race. Because genuinely, you have absolutely no idea what he's going to do. Like, the amount of times I've died to Aggie.
Amused, huh?
Grand Final.
Oh, thank you, SCP, for the sub. Aggie is a genius. That is true indeed. We do have 2 racks in base against the 9 pool, so we do have some links come along the way, but they shouldn't do too much. We don't have a bunker out the front though, or a wall, so this could be a little bit of a problem. I mean, one thing about 9 pool historically in Brood War is if it doesn't end the game with the attack, it usually ends with the Terran winning, because 9 pool is pretty all in at this point, but against 2 racks, it does change things just a little bit. There will be a few more Marines than there normally would be. Do need more SCVs up here, though. There are no wall, or there is no wall, and there's not really any. Oh, this is rough. This micro is so hard to do. The SCVs just love to get in the way, but looks like he's going to be able to hold this without taking any damage, which is very, very nice. Obviously, losing a little bit of his mining time is a bit frustrating from Aggie's perspective, but there we go. Looks like he's sending a few of his SCVs back. He does have a lot of, he will have had, this is a bit crazy to say, but he will have had a lot of experience against this kind of play, even if he is talking from the Zerg side, because he does play quite aggressively as Zerg, so it does mean he does face off against good Terrans defending him, and he knows exactly what they do in order for him to be able to come back here. We do have another hatchery coming up. 3rd hatchery for 973. That's going to be in his backdoor natural. Impossible to attack from the ground. If you get enough fire bats, you can actually break down this. But honestly, it's not worth it. By the time you get through the temples, the mutas are out anyway. And it's better to kind of force the Sunkhans at the front. But no Sunkhans at the moment here for 973 as he gets ready to kind of power up behind it. Thank you, Eskia, for the 100 bits.
STPL does. Also a GGE fighting Terra G life.
Teregi life. Teregi life, that sounds kind of funny. We do have Sim coming in, there will be 2 medics. And then there should be a fireback coming in after that. Looks like he's forgot medic on one of his. Oh, he got supply block. That's a little bit unfortunate. He is building. Oh my god, this is actually kind of clever. But 973 sees it, and Overlord goes up there at the right time. But that is going to wall off this area. If he can get a Marine to spawn down here, then that's, well, it's also going to force some drones off the line, force some additional links to be built as well before the Spire is up. And it's also going to delay the creep colonies, or the sunken colonies here. But Aggie is basically so good at playing aggressively. Like, I can't even begin to explain to you. Look at this, he's forcing a creep colony here. And look, he can just fly this into the main, right? He doesn't care. He's forced a creep colony, and that means that's money that's not going to mutas, it's not going to creep colonies at the front. And if given enough time, if he can break his way through here or break his way into the natural, he could still win this game. Edward says map studying foreign brain versus Korean robot. 973 is definitely not a robot. If there's one thing people know about Wiko, it's probably from what Artosis always complains about. They are very aggressive and they're very good at cheese, and they do know the maps very, very well. Now, do we have fire bats coming in? Because being able to stim down the back door would be sick. Looks like he's not going to do it. We do have a 2-lings in here, not really doing too much, but if he builds a fire bat there, that'll help defend that. Now, we do have a factory coming in, so there's going to be a 1-base play here from Age. Age kind of putting all his eggs in one basket, knows realistically he's in for a little bit of trouble. Now, if he lands the barracks here, he can build a fire bat and start killing this, but it's hard to do. You can't break the front, but you can force more Sunkens. Now, 1 base for Terran is not necessarily too bad against a Zerg that's stuck on 2 gas. Yes, you do have the mineral only, but it's not the biggest deal from Terran's perspective. Terran going into a 3rd barracks. There will be a starport coming up after this as well. But where is he building it? I don't think he started it yet. He will need it soon. Here we go. Looks like it's going to come in right around here. Oh, he is supply blocked again. So he is a little bit thrown off, although he's about to become unsupply blocked, which is good. Oh, sorry, yeah, this is the fourth barracks, isn't it? He's got the 3rd barracks here. I completely forgot about that. Oh, man. Age is definitely showing us a game here. He did go out despite not really wanting to play because they didn't really have another sub. So Age was a little bit... I don't know if he was nervous. I don't think Age really gets nervous going into games, but I think he was probably a little bit disappointed that his best players couldn't play for this one game. Because Age definitely wants to win this one. They've been to the finals twice. Both times... Wait, did they get to the finals twice or once? I think they went to the finals... So it was Wiko versus... no, it was White versus Soul, White versus Soul. I think it was IRK versus Soul, and then maybe Wiko versus Soul in the last season? Or I may have got the last 2 around the wrong way, but... Yeah, essentially, Age is coming in to try and do a bit of damage. Now, can 973 take out the tank? If he can't, this could make things a little bit more awkward. The tank is going to go down. The Marines at the back not coming in to help out, unfortunately. It is very difficult to control bio, so one thing that Age is going to have trouble with is he's now going to be forced to lift his buildings closer to his missile turrets. Expanding is going to become very difficult here, and reinforcing with more tanks is going to be almost impossible. But he does have Marines building out of this barracks, so oh my god, there's so many Sunkens here. 973 is saying, you are not breaking down my front door. But he can break down the back. There is only a single creep colony here. That is not going to be enough to hold on. The Muteless coming into the main base, not really getting too much damage done, but still being very annoying. FTAC Sony saying we're watching Vanilla StarCraft plus Medics. I mean, that is what Age used to play quite a lot of. Okay, the Overlord has been pushed away. That's going to reduce the vision of what 973 can see outside of his base. That will give Age the chance of going for the side disruptor at the back if he wants to. Obviously, the Muteless are the kind of big threat here, but they don't seem to be doing too much damage in the main base. Another tank is coming in. There's still no starport though. That's kind of the big miss here from Age. Starport play in TVZ is how you can steal one base even. And yeah, alright. Oh, Serling. This map was essentially a 4-player sequel to Medusa, which is why it looks like Medusa. This was added in the 2009-2010 Pro League season, used in the TVing OSL in 2011 as well. Oh, sorry, Electric Circuit was 2010, New Electric Circuit was 2011. That was built for the TVing OSL. Which one of the best TVTs ever played was played on it? Flash vs. Fantasy, great game. Okay, no more tanks are going to be coming out this factory. The machine shop did burn down, so that's a bit of a pain in the ass for Terran to deal with. The Muteless are flying straight into the Marines at the moment though. If this is... Age could get very, very lucky here. Now, he's trying to break some of his Sunkens because he's essentially walled himself in. The Muteless do get a couple of medics at the back there. That's going to make things a little bit harder. There's so many Mutaling here. I don't think he's going to be able to do this. I don't know what button I pressed to bring everything back up here, but it looks like everything is going to go down. And that is a very big problem. GG is called. And that is the end of game number 1. Back in a couple of minutes with game number 2. Okay guys, welcome back. We are going to do something I forgot to do before, but we are going to have a look at the 2 players here. We're going to start off with Marwin, fighting for IRK. He's 35th in the STPL rankings. Pretty good win ratio overall, 54% over 22 games. And he's done pretty well for himself recently, although he's not actually played at all in Season 5. So this is his first game back. And what an important game it's going to be. His team are 1-0 down in the final, and he is going to be standing up against one of the stronger players on Wiko's roster. That's going to be Higher. This is not the Pro Gamer Higher, it's a different one. He's rank 18. He's only played 11 games, but he's won 9 of them, which is pretty damn insane. His wins include a lot of PvP wins against players like Dragon and G5, but he's also beaten Terra and Kogut, who I think in the foreign scene, I think a lot of people would put above Marwin here. So can Marwin make a difference? It's going to be Blue Storm, and it's going to be game number 2 starting now. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the bottom left-hand corner in the orange, fighting for Wiko. It's Higher, and he's I'm gonna do that. He's Higher gonna do some, but that don't work, does it? It's Finna. You can't say Higher instead, but he's Higher gonna build something in the middle of the map. Starting us off in the top right-hand corner in the yellow, fighting for IRK as our honorable Terran player. It's Marwin. Yeah, now, I've said this before when casting games on this map. Blue Storm and Heartbreak Ridge, I would say, are the two best proxy maps in the entire game. They are so frustrating to play on as Terran against Protoss, because early game, there could be buildings anywhere. It's so easy for their probe to sneak into your main base. Look at this! Marwyn is checking for proxies in his main. He knows it's a possibility. He's actually going to go and check his natural as well. And I think oh my god, he's going to scout it. Marwyn is going to go and check. He knows! He knows! And there we go. He sees the gateway. Marwyn coming in clutch here. Pulls some SCVs to help go kill that. He can just cancel it, which is going to put Marwyn in a little bit of a weird position. But there's no pylon back in the main base. So there we go. If he cancels this gateway, this is a ton of wasted money, a ton of wasted time. And he is going to be quite far behind. Marwyn's buildings are going to be building at the same time as they normally would, so let's see what he's going to do. He's going to finish. No, he cancels the gateway on the last second. There we go. Now, he's not going to keep a SCV to kill the pylon. I think I would actually agree doing that, but I suppose he wants to get as much as they can. Now, the first game, Age, I think, is... I don't want to say it like this, but Age is definitely on a level lower than 973, so I think a lot, especially playing his off race. So I think a lot of people kind of knew where that was going to go. We've got a gas steal as well. Haya is a dirty Protoss. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. But from here, IRK's players, all of them, are absolutely insane. So anything can happen. Up until now, in our global Team League, we have had Korean winners every single time, because Seoul did win every time. IRK did make it to the final, and they did a damn good job against Seoul, but unfortunately they lost in the end of it all, due to a couple of unlucky games for Oya, and I can't remember who the other player was. But this season we could have our first foreign team winner, and IRK have not used a single Korean player, yet they were the only team to go unbeaten throughout the entire season. Now, due to some weird scheduling issues again, the first match that IRK played was actually a walkover against Wiko, so Wiko gave them a 4-0 victory without ever playing against them this season. And Wiko are going to want revenge for that, because they were not very happy, but yeah, we do have a Rax fast expand coming in. There is still this pylon. Oh, the gas re-steal. I hate it. I hate it. This essentially reminds me of all the time. Oh, do we have a gas steal coming in from the Terran? No, we don't. The SCV got stuck. My goodness. Yeah, we do have a single... We've got a Zealot up here, kind of blocking the... oh, nice Marine Micro from Marwyn, doing a pretty good job here. Yeah, Edgewater says now you need some mana pylon as minerals. Honestly, that was every single game I played in the first 2 years of me playing Brood War. And I nearly quit because of that. But yeah, there's no kills on the probe. So, or was the probe back here the one that got the kill? I guess the probe back here was the one that got the kill. Yeah, he's going to go for the pylon just to clear that up. That isn't going to supply block higher. He's overbuilt pylons to make up for the fact he knows he's going to lose this. But here comes another 2 Zealots. Let's see what this is going to do for Marwyn. Is he going to be able to kill these Zealots? They are quite difficult. He does have a lot of SCVs up front, not mining. He's already down 3 workers, and he's going to be down 3 more from just having them out in the middle of the map. But looks like he is going to clear up the pylon at the very least. We do not have any further tech yet, just 2 gateways, but a lot of people in the chat calling for a DT follow-up. That honestly would not surprise me at all. He could go full Peru here. Oh my god, great Marine Micro by Haya here. I don't think he's lost a single Marine this game so far, and that is very hard to do. So very, very nicely done. Now the one difference between this game and the games that I would have played back in the day, like 2008, 2009, is I would be dead by this point, because I wouldn't have been able to hold on as well as Marwyn had. Now, usually the players I would have played against would have gone for a cannon contain on Heartbreak Ridge, or on this map they would go for like proxy 2 gates into DT rush. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, sorry. That was very nice marine micro from Marwin. My goodness. Why is Haya called Haya? Why confuse me? I see a Terran, I'm like, that's Haya. It's like, god damn it. Okay, 2 factory is done, so he's not going to go for any kind of bio shenanigans, although that would be really cool. Trouble with going bio in TVP is you can go bio if you're ahead, but if you're behind or even, and your opponent scouts it, you're essentially dead, because you can't win. I mean, okay, if you're insanely good, you can still make it work, like Flash or someone like that. Or Nada in his heyday, but like... Or Haya, even. Haya goes bio sometimes, and Mong as well does it, but essentially... Bio against Protoss just doesn't really work, because if they go Storm, or if they go Reaver, your bio can't do anything. It just all melts, so... The only way you can get bio to work in TVP is you essentially build a super early turret ring, stop any scouting ever from happening, and then just hope they don't see you before you get to their base, right? That's essentially bio in TVP. And the thing is, if you feel like you've got a slight advantage, and you're not 100% sure about it, like in this situation where Marwin is now, he's probably feeling a little bit behind, given he's taking quite a little bit of damage, especially mentally. I would say that it's a good way to throw a one game. Bio against Protoss is very, very fun to play though. Here come the vultures with the mines at the front. Only one mine laying though. That means the mines are not going to go off. But here we go. Oh, mine goes off, hits all of the Dragoons. That's actually massive here. Oh my goodness, the mine doesn't go off this time. But it has heavily damaged a lot of the Dragoons from before. But still, we have no tanks coming in. Oh, sorry, we've got 1 tank coming in and Siege. I thought he was going for a speed afterwards. Thank you, Tetsuo, for the extra sub, man. Means a lot. Now, we do have a probe getting ready for some shenanigans up here. We also have a pylon down here, Marwin, with a marine down here checking for any hidden bases or anything like that. Without a tank, this is so annoying to deal with. This is such a pain. Such a pain in the ass to deal with as Terran, but the siege mode tank is done. That forces the Dragoons back. Now, doing that little bit of extra damage did take quite a little bit of health off. I think that was all the mine, actually. You must have only done shield damage with that tank shot, but just makes it very, very annoying for Protoss to push back in. Marwin, what is his plan from here? Looks like he's going into a 3rd factory. 3rd command center as well, so he's going to try and expand behind this. Now, when you are behind like this, it's quite difficult to make this work, so I'm not sure how well this is going to go. There's no additional tech. There is a Citadel coming in, most likely going into Arbiter off of his 3 base, but this is no 3rd gas. He does have a probe up here getting ready to take his 3rd gas, but he's not going to take it just yet. And this means Marwin, especially in the eco, is going to be able to catch up a little bit here, but he does need to make sure he's constantly making SCVs, and he does need to secure his base as securely and safely as possible. He needs a strong and stable defense, and I can't make a joke about that. That just makes me angry. Friggin' strong and stable. Fuck's sake. Damn. There we go. So 3rd base is up from Haya. We have a big gateway explosion, but they are all in his main base. It's very difficult to build gateways anywhere else on the map. We do have the tanks pushing forward. Mines being laid out the front. There is an observer, but not with the Dragoons. And this means, oh my goodness, the mines doing quite a lot of damage, but the tanks all going to go down at the front. The tank at the back helping out, though. This could save this tank. And if he does, no, unfortunately it does go down. But they did basically trade their entire army. Now the tanks going on, or unsieging now, means they are going to be in a bit of trouble. Oh, this one lone Dragoon is going to mine drag all of the tanks, isn't it? Nope, does go down. Mine kills it before it kills his own army. 4th base coming up here in the top left-hand corner. We're up to 5 factory now. Should see a little bit of a factory explosion coming in as this 3rd base starts to land. You will start to be able to afford more factories and more vultures. Upgrade-wise, we do have +1, almost finished. You can tell how far behind Marwin is, because you should really have 2-1 on the way already at this point. 2nd armory is coming in before the starport's done, so there's no science facility to make use of that just yet. But it should be finished just in time, I would say. We do have vultures running around the edge of the map. We do have a couple of mines being laid. That's going to possibly kill this Dragoon. Not quite. Oh, he's going to try and protect his Marine. I quite like this. Protects the Marine, will kill the pylon before a probe can get down there and hide a base. I mean, saying that, all of the Dragoons are going to come stop this, so I don't think that's going to work out too well. Some more vultures heading out onto the map. This is kind of what he needs to be doing. We do have a vulture here that does kill 2 probes, I believe, so far. Doesn't have a mine to lay on this base, but you do need to do that as soon as possible. Now, if there's one thing about Bluestorm that I think a lot of kind of newer players, not that there's many new players in Brood War anyway, but people who maybe didn't watch the pro scene back when Bluestorm was active, Bluestorm is incredibly easy to split down the middle. Now, one of the most famous games on this map is one of the very few stalemates that ever took place in Brood War between Flash and Jangbi, where Flash essentially built 1 million turrets here, flew all of his buildings over the top of them with tanks as well, and Jangbi just wouldn't attack into him. He had no mining bases left, and he only had like Dragoons and carriers, so he couldn't really attack into it, couldn't click any of the tanks, so he couldn't properly micro. And they both sat there for like 10 minutes before the referees paused the game and then called a stalemate. So, oh my goodness, that was a money mine. That is so good for Marwyn. We want more of those as Terran. Now, Marwyn's got a decent army, but if he engages badly here, then this is going to go horrifically wrong. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. He's pushed a little bit too far forward too quickly. He doesn't have all his vultures here, so all of his tanks are going to go down. And that is going to give Haya an unassailable advantage here. Tetsu asking for a link to the Flash Jangbi game. You can probably find it on TLPD, but I can always have a look afterwards. Or maybe in the break, but... Now, realistically, at this point, Haya is in an unlosable position. As Terran, you are in so much trouble now. There's going to be Arbiters coming out. He's going to have recall. You are down in workers. You are down heavily in supply. And you lost all of your tanks. Oh, he's got an Arbiter defending his probes. That's so clever. So annoying for Terran as well. It forces you to scan again. Oh my god, Marwyn still gets most of the probes. He evens up the probe count. That's a bonus. But he is going to have to play perfectly defensively. Otherwise, he is going to have a lot of trouble. This Vulture did not kill any more probes, so he did give up. But we do have a base coming up on Marwyn's side of the map. This is so annoying as Terran to deal with. Because essentially, you're never, as Terran, going to be able to take this base. No matter how hard you try. Maybe you can put tanks here and hope you can defend this location. But... it's so difficult. So if this game goes the distance, if Haya can mine this out as much as possible, because attacking down here is so hard as well. Like, to attack down there, you need to give up this location, and that means you lose the game. So you can't really give up that position. You have to stay in a defensive stance. Now we have a lot of turrets and mines being laid, because recall is the one way that Haya is definitely going to... oh my goodness, gets hit by another mine, gets hit by another mine! Haya does not care about his health of his units. Now, we don't have much defense down here. Usually you'd wall off here and have some tanks on the high ground. But this means this base is probably going to go down. There's not really much you can do to defend against this. A lot of units are going to come down, but is it going to be enough, and is it going to be fast enough? But there we go. Looks like the Zealot's going to be cleaned up. He's going to be able to save this base. This is a very nice engagement here by Marwyn. He's got a nice EMP down on the Arbiter before it can recall or stasis. Oh my god, the CC is going to go down though. He does manage to just about save it. Mines everywhere. Let's hide these down in the bottom to see what's going on. Oh, massive mine! Clears up all of the remaining units. And that Arbiter is going to fly back with its tail between it. Does an Arbiter have a tail? Is that... I guess that's not a tail. That don't really count as a tail. Whatever. It's flying back home with no energy. And no no real use in this game right now. Now, he will have more than one Arbiter, of course. This Vulture did kill 2 more probes. So, Haya definitely wanted to take that base. We do have a lot of mines being laid down here, getting ready to attack the bottom left-hand base. I think he scanned it now as well, yeah. He just scanned it there. So he does know it's coming in. But as you can see, as he moves down to go across, we have a lot of Vultures, a lot of tanks, a lot of Zealots, a lot of Dragoons hanging up in the middle of the map. Nice mines, though! Once again, mines really saving Marwyn here. But he is down 100 supply now, and I think this could be the straw that broke the camel's back. There's too many Protoss units, not enough Terran ones. He's got a lot of factories, but they're all building. They're not or they're not spawning units right now, and that means he is going to lose his 3rd base. Although saying that, there is a load of tanks coming in here. They are coming in at the perfect timing. Can he repair that front tank? No repair coming in, but he is repairing his command center. But is it a little bit too late? There's so many units coming over. Can he defend this command center right now? It's going to be so difficult. Mines coming in at the front. That's going to help him a little bit if they do explode. This is so many units from the Protoss. Can he make this work? The defense is holding on the best he can. He's got more tanks coming in from the bottom. The command center is still alive. Can he lift it? If he can lift it, he can save it. But he's not going to lift it. Recall of probes on top of the tanks. GG. Marwyn taps out. And Haya takes game number 2. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for game number 3. Okay guys, welcome back. We are going to be going into game number 3. Starting us off for IRK is going to be Kamizerg. Kamizerg, one of IRK's older school players, a Swedish Zerg player who dates back a very long time in Brood War. He kind of went into retirement for a little bit in 2020, came back near the beginning of Season 5 of STPL and played his 3 games, then kind of took a break for a bit. But he is back here again in the playoffs. He is one of the best Zerg players on IRK. He is going to be up against a new face for Wiko. He's been on the roster for a long time, but hasn't actually played. He is making his debut game. It's going to be hard. The map is Judgment Day. Let's get started. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the white, fighting for IRK, it's Kamizerg. And his opponent spawning in the top right-hand corner in the pink, fighting for Wiko, it's Hart. Also, I am fine, I just have a cold, so I don't know. Looks like they said about going turn rate 14, but looks like the game has already started, so they can't really switch now. Now, in case you've not followed the STPL before, this is a best of 7 as the final. It's been best of 5 up until now, so Kame doesn't necessarily need to win from here, but if he doesn't win, IRK are going to need to win 3 in a row if they want to have a chance of taking us to an ace match. If they lose a single game after that, it will be a loss for them. Now, this is a very weird place to build your first barracks as Terran on this map. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but we do have a supply depot coming to help probably wall this off with another barracks, or a factory maybe. Realistically, Kame should need to win here, because it is going to be very, very difficult for IRK if he can't. But just a reminder that all games are played at exactly the same time, so it's kind of difficult to tell what's going to happen. Looks like from what I can see from the bets, I'm guessing all the bets are on Heart to win. Yeah, looks like most people have bet Heart 2010 versus 500. Let's see if Kame can break the cycle. Get a win on the board for IRK. Just a reminder, IRK went undefeated against both Korean teams and every other team in the tournament throughout the group stage. So they are definitely in a strong position to be able to win this. They came very close to winning last season as well in the finals. And I'd like to think that IRK are going to want to take the championship here. They have come so close so many times to get knocked out by Seoul most of the time. So now Seoul aren't here. They're going to want to get their name on the annals of STPL history. Annals? Is it annals? Is it annals? I don't know how to say that word, but all I can think of it sounds like anals, which is definitely not right. The annals of history. We've got 2 racks again. 2 racks making a comeback right here in STPL. Oh my goodness, he's gonna oh no, Kamizerg. This is the worst possible thing that could happen. Losing this Overlord is gonna possibly lose him the game. Oh no, it sucks to lose this Overlord so bad. Why was he flying it there? Oh, he's going to be so far behind where he needs to be. There's Marines running at him. He doesn't have a Sunken. He's up against 2 racks and he can't build any Lings. What is he going to do? SCP saying you're the second streamer this week who questioned that word. What a coincidence. That is really weird because I don't watch any other streamers, so... it's annals. So I said it right first time, right? The annals of history. I don't know. Either way, Marines getting behind the... Marines trying to be Zealots, but unfortunately Marines are not that strong. So he does actually clear up most of them. This is a bonus. Now it is difficult to defend these bases with Sunkens because you need 1 at each, but there's only 2 Marines now. This is only 2 Marines. There is a Spire coming in. A drone coming... Okay, this is weird. I guess he's just going to hope that the 2 Marines don't kill all his drones. Nice micro so far. Okay, these Lings will clean up these Marines, but we don't have Heart going for any further aggression. He's going to sit back, go for his Academy. His Academy is up here, almost done. And now we have a lot of Lings heading across the map. Now, he's only been forced to build another 6 additional Lings. He didn't lose a single drone throughout that. So Kamizerg is actually in a very good spot. If he can get his 2-hatch Muta going, he is going to be up against a 1-base Terran, which is something you don't want, but you can't afford to lose to these Marines. The big problem he's going to have is the bio push coming behind this. He's going for Hydra Den immediately behind the Spire. Does this mean he's going for a Lurker play to defend against this 2 racks all in? Or is he going for something else? Now, going for the Hydras can be very, very weird because it's kind of not something you would often do. He doesn't really have the drones to go for Mutalisks. So yeah, it's Lurker play. He's going for a Lurker all in, but I mean, the Lurkers aren't going to be done by the time these Marines get to his base. He doesn't have any Sunkens. The Lings are going around. They're going to find out that the Terran units aren't in his base, and he is going to be in a lot of trouble. I think this could be game over. The 2 fire bats are going to go down, though, at the front, though. There's actually no units back at home to defend this. Okay, the SCVs are going to be in trouble, but so is everything that Kamazerg has. So I don't think this is going to work out very well in a base trade situation for Zerg right now. He's not building any Sunkens. He can't afford them. He's building Lings instead of Hydras. His Lurker Den is going to go down before it can finish the upgrade, most likely. And yeah, there we go. GG. Kamet taps out, and that means IRK are down to lose the tournament here. 4-0 if they're not careful. But let's check how they're going to do as we get back in game number 4, where we are going to have the return of DeWalt on Triathlon against Mutali to see if he can keep IRK's hopes alive in the series. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to start off by introducing Mutali for Wiko, who has done incredibly well recently. He's got a 100% win rate against Protoss, but that's only 3 games, and he's only played 11 games overall, much like, I think it was Higher, has the 81% win rate overall. But Mutali, a very strong Zerg player on Wiko's roster, but he is going to be up against the King of Russia here. He is going up against one of the best foreign players in the scene. One of the best players in STPL, it's IRK's DeWalt. He has played a whopping 89 games, and he has a 75% win rate in all of them. He is 70% win rate over 27 games versus Zerg as well. He is an absolute beast, and if there's one player that can keep the hopes alive here for IRK in the series, it's going to be DeWalt. And speaking of DeWalt, thank you for the raid. They've tuned in just in time for your game, so hopefully it's a good one. Let's have a look at the map quickly, just in case anyone's never seen it before. It is Triathlon. Triathlon so far in the STPL has been fairly balanced, especially in CVP. 8 wins for Zerg, 7 for Protoss. It's been kind of a little bit more recently. The Protoss players have been doing better, but there's not really been too many. There's not really been too many ZVPs on this map this season. Only 4 of them so far, but let's see if DeWalt can keep it up. Let's see if he can keep IRK alive in the series. And let's get started with game number 4. Starting us off here in the 12 o'clock position in the green, fighting for IRK. This man needs no introduction to anyone who follows foreign StarCraft. It's the Miracle Toss himself. It's DeWalt. And his opponent down here in the bottom left-hand corner in the pink, you may not know him. He's not very well known in the foreign scene, but to people who watch STPL regularly, they will know this guy well. It's Mutali fighting for Wiko as our Zerg player. Now, I'm really interested on the results of the betting this time. No one's actually bet yet. Now, I think, I thought a lot of the games so far could have gone either way, and they definitely could have done. But IRK are down 0-3 in this series. It is a best of 7, so IRK to win the series are going to have to win the next 4 games in a row. So that means they're going to have to win 3 in a row and take us to an ace match. And then whoever IRK chooses to are going to be able to come back in to see if they can close out the series. But that is a long way away. There's a lot of games remaining. 3 to be exact, at the very least, including this one. And Wiko still have some strong players up their sleeves, but so do IRK. DeWalt going to be building his gateway in his main. Now, if you have, well, I should have shown this off better on the map screen, but essentially you do have an in-base natural, which is behind some neutral eggs, so Lings can't get to it, no matter how hard they try. And the eggs are actually blocked off by an Arbiter, so you can't even kill them. Now, that doesn't really hurt, or that actually helps Protoss a lot. It is a smaller base, but it means you can kind of wall in at the top of your ramp instead of at your natural. And it makes it easier to defend against early Hydra bursts. Now, as Zerg, taking the back base is harder because it means you can't get any Hydras out of your base. So, looks like he is going to take the front natural. If he goes for a 3-hatch, he'll probably take this base as well. Now, this base has very low gas and very low minerals as well. So, it's not the best base to go in mind of... here we go. You will see the units mineral walking through. Looks like the drone wanted to go through and block the hatchery, but not going to be able to block the Nexus, but not going to be able to do so. Drone probably going to get on the gas and block that, but it's just going to go back home. You can't really see it, but there is shimmering eggs under this, which you can't get to. Drone is going to go home without really doing too much, which is good for DeWalt. DeWalt's probe as well, going to have a very good time staying alive. He can run through the eggs and then... get his probe back to full health whenever he wants to. So that basically means he has the infinite ability to scout until mutas come out. Or Hydras, I guess, as well. But that's a little bit rarer early game. Unless you're going for a 3-hatch all in. And as I said, 3-hatch all in on this map because of the in-base natural. Not the best. It means other than defending this massive choke, all you have to do is defend the ramp. And that is much better to deal with. DeWalt's PvZ is also incredibly good. So Mutali is going to have his work cut out for him no matter what build he goes for. And we can have a look at this probe just keeping itself alive here. He's going to go behind the minerals if things... Yeah, he's going to go behind the eggs if things get a little bit too hairy. And as you can see, the Lings can't get there. So all he has to do is build a single pylon here that's going to stop Mutali from taking that base for a very long time. Looks like he can't get through the eggs. Bit annoying for him, but he could bring an... Well, he technically could bring an Overlord down and then kill the eggs, but it takes a very long time to do have 20 armor. So... we have a lair coming in at the front. Stargate coming in for the vault, so not going for a Citadel first. Going to go for a Stargate to make sure he can get the additional scouting in. Probe does come back in, sees no Hydra Den in the main base. Doesn't see a lair, but we'll see the lair at the natural. Now, seeing the lair is obviously going to mean he's going to lose his probe, or at least his probe is going to have to leave the bases. But he's seen enough information now to know he is in a pretty good spot. He's going to probably duck behind the eggs. Doesn't quite manage to get behind them there with his probe, so it's just going to kind of run out into the middle of the map. And we do have a single Overlord going to be going down here to the early Dragoon DeWalt. DeWalt going for the Dragoon. No, he's got no cannons, at least in the early game. Has he even got a Forge yet? I don't think he has. Yeah, the Forge is only just now coming up. The neutral Arbiters are basically there to cloak the eggs. You can mind control them as Protoss as well. And it basically just adds a fun mechanic to the map. It's like a semi-island map. There's 3 small bases in the middle of the map, and obviously the main and natural, but every other base is an island, essentially, until you break through them. So it just means it's a little bit easier to expand, and it kind of makes it an interesting map to play in. Welcome to the stream. Now the Corsair flying in, gonna get a vision of the Hydralisk Den, so he knows Hydras could be on the cards. Obviously it's most likely not, well... He doesn't see a Spire. There is most likely going to be a Spire coming in, but not just yet. We are going to have Overlord drop coming in from our Zerg player here. Yeah, Sim Peaks of Baked is a great map. It was in one of the previous seasons of STPL as well. All the VODs are available on our YouTube, youtube.com/STPLTV. If you head on over there to see those, then you can watch those after the game. There's a lot of VODs up there. Every single VOD of every game I've ever casted. I think apart from a couple where the Twitch never explored the VODs and they got deleted. But yeah, essentially you can see any game I've ever casted basically over on my channel. I think even my TL Open VODs are on there, but I can't remember. I think they may have gone up on Sales channel instead, but that was a long time ago. I think that was like 2017. Yeah, Twitch kind of made things annoying. It's really funny when you look at my very, very early YouTube VODs, when I used to stream to like nobody, and that was the very first STPL I ever did back in 2017, 2018, and barely anyone played in it. And there was one day I casted, and my mic was muted the entire time, and I didn't realize. Because there was no one in chat to tell me. So when I checked the VOD afterwards, I was like, oh my god. I think the VOD's still up on YouTube though, because the games are pretty good. Ah yeah, there we go. So you can see what happens with the lurker eggs when they're uncloaked. Corsair's kind of flying around looking for some overlords to kill. Now, he is going to be up against a drop Zerg style, so any overlords he can kill will be very good, but losing all of his Corsairs, they're going to cause a lot of problems. Now, he is going to be in a lot of trouble, but there's a lot of cannons coming up here in his natural. He knows that something's up, I think. And he's getting ready to defend against possible drops. He's not seen any Mutalisks, he hasn't seen a Spire, and he's not seen any Scourge. So, I mean, the only thing he could really be up against is oh my god, DT coming in the back here. There's barely any Overlords on the front of the base. Oh my god, can he slip in? Oh no, the DT getting stuck on the Hydra! Oh, he gets in! There's no Overlords back here to defend this. Oh my god, the DT is going to kill absolutely everything, but there's a big drop. There's not much here to defend. He doesn't have that many units. His units are not in a position to defend his base, but he's going to kill every single drone over here. It looks like all the probes are going to go down, though. Some of the probes have run away. He is going to give up his base. He knows he's in an incredible position with this DT. Does he go to the natural? If he can go to the natural and kill all the drones there as well, he's essentially won the game. His opponent's units are not going to be able to get through this. I mean, there is a walking path, but it's going to be so hard to break through. Some Hydras coming back. There is no Overlord here just yet, though. Down to 6 drones. DeWalt is looking like he has this in the bag. 4 drones. There's only 67 minerals left on the map here for Mutali in his bank. He's going to start building units over here. He's building pylons here to help wall this off. And DeWalt is going to probably look to take his front base here, as he has a ridiculous economy advantage. Corsair coming in to go for the Overlords to stop another drop from coming in. But looks like we are going to have the Hydras trying to break through that small gap. Zealots getting caught as well on the eggs. There is still like 4 eggs under this. But looks like he should have enough Zealots to break through now and take his base back. And good to see you, Doc Holiday. Hopefully you are having a good... Oh yeah, one thing I haven't said is Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully you all had a good one. More Hydras being dropped off in the base. This is kind of an all-or-nothing situation here for Mutali. A massive storm on the back Hydras. Gonna give DeWalt an even bigger advantage. There's 4 drones on the map right now. 21 supply falling even further. Oh my god, DeWalt looks like he's sewn this up. It's going to be very difficult for Mutali to do anything here. GG, Mutali taps out. DeWalt takes down his opponent, keeps IRK alive in the series, and we are going to go to a game number 5 with IRK's hopes alive. See you guys in just a couple of minutes. Okay guys, welcome back. We are going to be going into game number 4 here. Sorry, game number 5 even. DeWalt kept his team's alive, or his team's dream alive, and it's up now to Whistler. Rank 77 in the STPL Yellow ranking system. He's only played 11 games. He's got a 54% win rate. And over 3 games, got a 66% win rate against Protoss, so winning 2 of them, losing 1. But still, pretty good record recently. A lot of his games were played back in 2018 though, so Whistler definitely kind of disappeared for a while, but he's back again here in the finals to try and make something happen, make some magic happen as well. And now if we have a look at his opponent, it's going to be Smurf. Smurf has only played 3 games so far, and he has won 2 of them. He has only played against Zerg, so his PvZ experience is pretty big. Like, I mean, technically, that's all he's got. We're going to be going on to one of my favorite maps, that's going to be Holy World SE. In terms of ZVP, it's been very balanced. PvT has been very one-sided here, but ZVP 11-11, with a lot of those games, only 4 of those games actually being played this season. But Quark taking down Dragon, or you're taking down Higher taking the squad. As you can see, we haven't had the best luck with Zerg on this map. Both of their ZVPs that played this season, both of them were losses. So let's see if Whistler can add another one to that list. Is Whistler going to take down Smurfs? Is he going to keep the dreams alive for IRK even further and take us to game 6 with a possible ace on the cards? Or is Smurfs going to kind of put the knife in? Let's find out. Let's get in. It's game number 5. Okay, starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner in the blue, fighting for IRK, it's Whistler. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left hand corner in the orange, fighting for Wiko, it's Smurfs. I think someone asked me if this was the Stone Temple Pilots League. It is the Shinhan Tank Pro League. There we go. It's even written in the stream name. I came prepared. Now DeWalt's game is over. I think a lot of his viewers went to go watch someone else, but that's fine. We're still here. The few of you, or some of you that stayed, thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the night, because it should be good. Spawning pool coming in on 9 for Whistler, so Whistler starting with a little bit of aggression early game. And that was not an overpull, so... Oh, we're going to have a gas trick as well to get an additional drone out here before the Overlord. Now this is a global team league. As you can see, Whistler is playing from Sweden, Smurfs is playing from Korea, so they were talking about latency there. Lucky Noob saying it's a sexy Terran own league. Well, I mean, it'd be nice if we had some more Terrans, but we don't seem to get many these days. I mean, we got more than we did in Season 1. Like, Season 1 was essentially PvP and PvZ, and that was it. Like, oh my god, Season 1 went on for so long. DeWalt saying Smurfs is disco, right? I don't know they're Smurfs. I actually have no idea. So, if it is, well, thank you for telling me, DeWalt, because I had no idea. I just got given a list of names at the start of the season. I put them all in my database and I go by that. Okay, it looks like the Ling's going to try and come in here. The first cannon is not yet done. The Lings are going to be able to get on top of the cannon. Probes are being pulled, but not before the Lings can get in. Which means he is probably going to be able to clean this up, although the probes actually managed to wall the Lings away from the cannon, which means he's not going to be doing as much damage here. Only one... Oh, this is actually not as good as for Whistler as it could have been. Second cannon is coming up at the back, but not many Lings here in reserve. Yeah, the hatchery is coming up. He's going for a third hatch on the mineral only here in the middle of the map. Kind of not conventional to take this base, but I suppose Whistler could want to do it. He did kill another cannon, which is good for him. And he is going to be able to block a gateway from going down, which is also good. Smurfs, to defend against that, pulled a lot of his probes away from his main, so he wasn't actually mining too much at that time. Which means his Nexus is delayed. So Whistler is actually in a very, very strong position as this game moves forward. So even though Smurfs look like he handled that pretty well, he's actually behind at this point, I would say. Like, everything Smurfs does now is going to be delayed. Obviously the same could be said for Whistler because they go for the 9 pool. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say Zerg has the advantage here. He's even on supply in the 4th minute mark, so... And Smurfs is actually supply blocked. His pylon is quite a way away as well, so that's going to put him even further behind. Looks like Whistler getting a little bit of supply blocked here as well, but his Overlord's about to finish. See, these Lings can actually attack this gateway, I'm fairly certain. I don't think this is close enough to attack up here. But I guess maybe he doesn't really want to throw anything away. If he waits for enough Lings, he can actually just break through here, I would say, at this point. But he did decide to drone up a little bit more, so he is even on workers as well. He's now ahead in supply on his Protoss opponent. And we are seeing a 3-hatch Hydra coming in behind this, so Smurfs is in a lot of trouble. One thing about Holy World you may not know is there is a pentagram in the middle of the map. The points of the pentagram are all neutral disruption webs, so that can lead to some interesting engagements in the middle of the map. Now, Smurfs did see this base up here, so he is going to know where he needs to attack a little bit later. This Zealot isn't actually defending his wall, so this is a little bit rough here for our Protoss player still. Now, to go away from the game for just a moment, of course, it's been another weird year. Oh, it was another weird year in 2021. It's been another weird year of various restrictions and everything, and a lot of people getting ill and a lot of people dying and whatever, but hopefully those of you who are here have not been affected too badly by the last 2 years of the global pandemic, and hopefully you all had a very good holiday season and enjoyed your new year as well, because all you can really do in this weird situation is make the best of what you got, you know? And just thank your, well, there's no one to thank, but just be glad that you've not been affected too bad. Now, the Hydras are starting to come in. There is 4 cannons. 2 of them are still building, though. Another cannon being forced out. He doesn't quite have enough Hydras at the moment to be able to break through. Now, he is starting to lose his supply lead here. Hydras obviously don't cost a lot of supply, so... Oh, he's going to go for the cannon. Does he get it? Doesn't get the cannon. Loses 3 Hydras for his trouble. Definitely not the best trade there. Okay, another cannon being forced out. Now, Smurfs does have one benefit. By cannoning up here, he can take this base and this base at the back. That gives him access to a gas and minerals. Obviously, a little bit hard to take this one. But he still does have options to expand behind this, so it's not like a normal map like Fighting Spirit when you get Hydra contained. There's nothing you can do. You have a lot of options as Protoss here. Now, we do have the 4th hatchery coming in. 5th hatchery should be coming up as well. Yep, that's coming up at the 3rd. The gateway did get taken down. The forge is going to be taken down as well, but there's not going to be enough Hydras here to break through, I wouldn't say. But forcing more cannons is going to put Smurfs further behind than he already was. First Corsair going to come out here, get the scout that he kind of needs, because he doesn't really have any information about his Zerg opponent at this moment in time, other than the fact he has a lot of Hydras outside of his base. Just think of how many gateways this could be. I'm not going to try and do the maths, because I'm not good at maths anyway. And doing maths on stream is a terrible idea, but all of these gateways could be zealots and all of these cannons could be zealots and gateways. He did cancel his extra cannon, so That does kind of weaken his position, but not the end of the world. 6th hatchery coming in, so Whistler is transitioning into a macro build here. A bit of a macro play layer coming up as well. Going to need that Spire as soon as possible to be able to deal with any further Corsairs, but there's none coming. Smurfs is content with just the one Corsair, not really going to be able to do too much damage with it, but 3rd base coming up down here in the bottom left hand corner as well. Now I do like that from Smurfs. He's getting ready to sort of scout for any hidden additional bases. He doesn't quite see the drone going, so there is going to be a base up here that he's not going to know about, but he can fly back there if he wants. Whistler just kind of making use of the fact he has his component completely contained. I mean, at the moment his opponent has 2 Zealots to his name as an army. Okay, 4 Zealots. His standing army is 4 Zealots and a load of cannons, right? That's not going to really do you too much. So that's why Whistler knows he can just build as many bases he wants. You build enough bases, you build enough hatcheries, you get enough drones. You basically have an infinite supply of army just constantly coming. And there's very little Protoss can do about it. Especially when you find yourself in a position where you might be Lurker contained, which is coming. When you get Lurker contained as Protoss, it makes things very, very difficult. Now this Hydra is somehow in range of this gateway. He cancels the gateway, he's like, I can't defend this. He can't defend himself against one Hydra, because he doesn't even have a Dragoon. Like that's the position that we have Smurfs in. Now the Corsair did go back and did see this base, I think, so he does know his opponent's expanding again. Probe's getting ready to go mine at the mineral only. If you've not seen this base before, there's only 5 mineral patches. They do have the normal amount of 1500, but it's not a very healthy base. Like, there's not really too much you can do there. There's no gas in the bottom left. There is here, obviously, but like to take this base here, you would need to mine under the cover of Hydra Fire and Lurker Fire. And to build the Nexus here, you kind of only get the Geyser, which doesn't really help you mineral-wise, so it's always better to try and expand the best you can. He's actually killing his own cannons now to be able to leave his base. But by killing these cannons, he's actually putting himself in a dangerous position. He could get busted, given the few units that he actually has. Whistler has so many units, I think he could actually bust this number of cannons at this point. So this is a very awkward timing. It looks like he's going to go for it. He's pushing forward with his Lurkers. Storm on the first Lurker there, going to do a load of damage to some of the Hydras as well. But that's a contain. That is your average Lurker contain here, and it's only going to get stronger. Now, if this was transporting 2 Lurkers right now, I would call Whistler a god. Dropping a slow Overlord worth of Lurkers is definitely not something you see every day, but he's getting Overlord speed first. 4th base is up and running for Whistler. He's got his gas going as well. 3rd base, of course, up and running here. He is going to try and expand to his 4th. In the bottom left, he will be able to get this gas, but as I mentioned before, it's going to be very difficult to mine these minerals. Now we do have a nice storm coming out, but doesn't quite kill the Lurker, does lose the High Templar for his troubles as well, and doesn't kill this Lurker at the front. Now, okay, he is going to cycle it back. I was like, please don't stack it on this Lurker, because that would be hilarious. Now, another cannon being taken down. Another 2 cannons being taken down, actually. He's eventually going to kill his only defense, so he does need to be careful. The Overlord does know about the 4th base, so he is going to be able to do something about that a little bit later. Guardians can be a very good choice on this map, by the way. We do have Queen's Nest coming in. Guardians here nullify this base, and if you can get them in position here, you can kind of siege down the main as well. It can be very difficult for Protoss to bring their army back here to defend, because as they do that, you push out. But here we go, looks like we are going to have another forward storm. Doesn't kill a Lurker again, though. Oh, sorry, he kills 1. But Lurkers are really the problem here. It's not the Hydras. The Hydras aren't really keeping Whistler in. Obviously, the Hydras help out quite a bit because they buy time for the Lurkers, but the Lurkers are the real damage dealers. Now, Whistler with a lot of units heading on over. He's got a lot of bases now. He should really have expanded again by this point. Another great storm at the front. This time training away to get 2 Lurkers rather than just 1, which is a good choice. He's basically doing everything he can to essentially stop Whistler from getting too many units outside of his front. He's playing this exactly how he needs to. Hydras are definitely the problem in PvZ, but honestly, when it's the lurker contained like this, it's the lurker count that makes it hard to push out. It's not the number of Hydras. Obviously the Hydras can help kill all the observers, but it's dealing with all the lurkers that Protoss usually have problems with. Now another lurker does go down. The lurker spread against the storm makes them a little bit less effective against this many units. We don't have cracklings yet, but we do have lings coming in, pushing forward. But that is just phase 1 of this attack. There's so many units coming in behind. Oh my god, oh my god, he needs to infest this. It's the grand finals. He needs to infest the command center. He's got to do it. Infested Terrans against Protoss are so broken. He's got the Queen's Nest and a speed coming in. Oh, there comes the Hive. And not speed, he's got drop coming in. He needs a queen, man. If he infests that command center, he will be the savior of IRK in the finals, regardless of if IRK lose. IRK will win in everyone's hearts, man. Now, this contain is kind of dying, but we do have a big drop coming into the main base. And that means all these units that are breaking out the contain are not going to be back home to defend, so the gateways are going to be in a lot of trouble here. I really want to see an infest on that command center. I want it so bad. Please. Someone. It's so broken. But looks like the Hydra is going to trade kind of well, but not really doing too much, not really killing any buildings. I'd say that was a win for Smurfs there. I mean, he got out of the contain. Whistler lost a ton of units without really doing any damage, and he's not stopping this base. He's got 2 Hydras here, but there we go. Okay, he's finally going to send them in. Now, we do have a counterattack coming in from Smurfs. They're opening up the drop without Lurker is kind of meh. I guess that is true. Unless you've got Defilers and Cracklings, in which case you just kill their whole base, and there's nothing they can do about it. But Storm coming in, using the Disruption Web, making it very difficult for Smurfs to engage these Hydras, but Whistler kind of faulting his control here a little bit. This is definitely not what he wants. Oh my god, Storm coming in, the Overlord's completely, the Observer's completely uncontested. Could Smurfs come back here with a very, very big pushback? This is going to be so tough. Smurfs, of course, only on 3 bases. Whistler on 5 now. This gas is mining. Gas very, very important for Templar and Archons, but looks like Whistler's Hydras have managed to bat back the Protoss army for now. As Rhoda saying, turns out Larkin contain is not so great if Protoss can take 4 bases. I mean, that is a fair point. Lurker contain usually does work better on base or maps where you kind of contain them on 2 base. But the game is not over. Whistler is still in an incredible position, and he is going to get ready. Push forward the best he can. Now, does Smurfs kill this command center? I don't think he will. He doesn't think he'll infest it. I just want him to infest it. Just build 1 queen. Please. Just 1 queen. That's all it takes. You already have the army, so it doesn't really matter. Don't need any upgrades either, but there we go. Looks like we are going to have a big engagement into the map. Storm getting a lot of the Hydras. Let's hide the information for a second, as this is a pretty important engagement this game. Observer getting stormed. There's only 1 Observer remaining. Overlord getting caught off guard by a lot of the units. We do have some Hydras defending this command center that he's not going to infest. Looks like after that engagement, both players still pretty even on supply. We do have Smurfs trying to push this right-hand base. There is 3 hatcheries here, which makes... Oh my god, that Storm is so good. Oh, it looks like Cracklings are done because we have a lot of Lings coming in. Defiler Mound is finished as well. Oh my god, the Crackling is done and it's doing so much damage to these Dragoons in the back line. Lots of Storm going down, hitting a lot of his own Zealots here. Looks like the army is getting cleaned up and he is going to take a supply lead. Whistler is doing so well here. Smurfs may be overextended. But yeah, looks like we will have everything as planned here. And Edgewood is seeing some guy at home really angry right now, crying and screaming, no, you can't zoom out, wasn't in the original game. Thing is, most of the time I'm casting slightly zoomed out anyway. But yeah, Whistler took back control of the game now. He is actually in an incredibly good position. Smurf's taking a mineral only on a very difficult to defend base. We did have two Hydras here, but they did get taken down by the Zealots. Upgrade-wise, let's actually take a look. 2-1-1. I can't click these fast enough against 2-2, so... Upgrade advantage in favor of Zerg. He is going to go in with a big drop. There's no Lurkers in this drop again, though. And there's no Defiler. But this time there are Cracklings, and they do incredible damage to buildings, so... This is going to go a little bit better. Looks like Smurf's getting ready to go for a counter, but is it going to be enough? Nice storms to help defend against this. Really, Whistler's drops have not done much damage at all. The drop defense has been very strong. And now we have a lot of Zealots up here with very good upgrades in the top right hand corner, putting pressure on a Zerg player who does not have that many units up here to defend, but more units coming back from the middle of the map, going to help clean this up. And Smurfs is going to be feeling the pressure now because his opponent is taking the third main. And in a 4-player map, if your opponent gets the fourth main, it's essentially game over. Because you are 3 mains down, there is no way of you getting any more gas. For some reason, he is running away from his minerals. I guess he just wants to mine out this as fast as he can. But if he mines that out, he opens up a back path into his base, so... Looks like we are going to have Lurkers running up here. Let's see if he can make them do enough damage to break through. He's got a Defiler here. This will have Swarm. First Swarm is down, runs into the Storm just in case. Double Swarms. Double the fun. But doesn't give you double the protection, unfortunately, and this is mostly Zealots, so the Lings are not going to be invincible. Plastic saying Wico sounds like a company that manufactures power drills and the like. That is funny when one of the players on IRK is literally DeWalt, who is a company that makes power tools. It's kind of funny. But there we go, looks like we are going to have some more Lurkers getting under. It looks like IRK are going to keep themselves alive in the series again. Whistler really taking control of this game, doing an incredible job. More Swarm coming in. And there's even a Plague coming in. A Plague on the Observer means the Hydra can kill it as well, almost immediately. Zealots going to clean up the first load of units, but there's just so many units coming from all of the bases here. There's more units on this map than Whistler can control at one time. Like 5 times over. So, it's kind of rough. It's very difficult in this position to actually control your units, but he's so far ahead now. I don't think it matters. He's taking both the other bases on the map. The other main is finished. Smurfs is kind of trying to hold on the best he can. He does still have 4 base, with 2 of them almost mined out, but I think this is going to be game over. And it just means that if Whistle wins here, IRK are only going to need the 1 more game to take us to a Game 7. And that will be the 4th Game 7 in our 5 final history of STPL. So let's head on over to a break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes and we'll go into game number 6. Okay guys, welcome back. We are heading into game number 6. Starting us off for RK. He is one game away from taking us to an ace match. It is Oya. Oya, one of the best players on IRK, one of the best foreign Protosses at the moment. He's played a whopping 58 games in the STPL. He's got a 63% win rate over them. Incredible work by Oya. And he's got a 62% win rate over 24 games against Protoss. So his PvP pretty damn strong. And when he's playing in Europe, most of his opponents are Protoss as well. So he gets a lot of practice. Now his opponent, going to be Wiko's Last. Last has an incredible win rate of 80% over 30 games even. And he's got an 85% win rate over 14 games against Protoss. So Oya is going to have a lot of work to do to beat Last here, but let's see if he can do it. The map we're going into, you've probably not seen it before. It was built for the STPL Season 4. We held a map making contest. It was the one of the winners. It was really, really good. It led to some amazing games, and we had a lot of PvP here. So let's see if it plays out like the normal ones. Let's see what's going to happen. It's game number 6 between IRK and Wiko. Are we going to get game 7, or is Wiko on championship point going to win the tournament? Let's find out. Okay, starting us off in the 12 o'clock position, starting off with some cheese. It's Last, fighting for Wiko. And his opponent, hoping their team don't finish last here in this final. It's going to be Oyaji, fighting for RK in the orange. Now Last is doing what his teammate Hart did all the way back. Wait, was it? No, it wasn't Marwin versus Hart. Who was it? Wait, did Marwin play against Hart? I can't remember. Either way, the other Protoss player who built a proxy gate on PVT on Bluestorm. But there we go. PvP cheese. The best thing is for us, it's not mirror build in a mirror matchup like it normally is. Could you imagine if they both proxied each other? That would be a weird, weird game. Like, I wonder who wins. Like, how do you win in a proxy 2-gate against proxy 2-gate game? What happens? Like, I guess you base trade and you kill each other's nexuses, but then what? Like, do you just come down to a massive like micro war, I guess, with your probes and your zealots against their probes and their zealots to kill their gateways? I don't know. But oh yeah, not gonna see the proxy. Great. Oh, he does see the probe though. Oh, he didn't see it on his minimap. No, he must have done. He must have seen that probe. Oh no, this could be the end of the game here for Oyaji. Because this is definitely gonna be rough. Oh my god, he's sending another probe. He must have seen it. Why he didn't send his other probe back, I don't know. But there we go, he sees the proxy. What? He saw that, right? I hope he saw that. He must have done. Like, he must have seen that, right? That would... If he went out and didn't see it, that would just be horrible. It would be the worst possible situation, but he's gonna know there's a proxy now anyway. I think it just didn't appear because it's in the fog on the minimap. It's a bit weird, but looks like the first zealot going to come in. He does have a mana pylon coming up in his opponent's mineral line as well. That does block the bottom mineral field. Looks like we are going to have Zealot and Probe against Zealot and Probe. Looks like Zealot and Probe from green is doing a little bit more damage so far. But not losing a probe yet is Oya. Oya doing an incredibly good job to keep his probes alive. Does lose one there. But his opponent does lose his probe as well, so Oya doing a pretty good job defending so far. Lucky to have seen the Frog of War. Did I say the Frog of War, or am I just being stupid? I know my English has taken a hit recently, but... Oh, can he manage to keep... Oh, he's doing so good with his probe micro, man. This is so, so good. Does lose another probe, though. Is he going to lose another one? Looks like the answer is maybe yes, maybe no, no, no. He doesn't. Nice defense here by Oya. There is now 4 probes down. But of course, he does have the ability to kill a gateway and a pylon, which the opponent doesn't have. So, looks like another zealot coming in. This is only a single dragoon, so he is going to possibly be able to do some more probe damage here. Nice job pulling the probes, though. Does save all of them again. Nice defense by Oya. This is exactly what he needs to do. And it looks like he does have his single zealot here killing this. He does have a dragoon chasing this zealot down as well. Now the problem is Oya is behind in economy, but he is ahead in army. So as long as he can go without taking any more damage, he should be good. Does pull some of his probes away that are already damaged. There is 2 dragoons here now. Oh, one of the probes got stuck. Does lose another probe. That's kind of annoying. We're doing a pretty good job so far. Does kill the gateway. Oh, he does unpower the gateway and then is going to kill it. So that's summoned. His opponent is going up to 2 gates before he is. So this is still going to be a weird situation. I'm not really sure how to call this. I'm not a Protoss player, so I don't really want to call this until we know exactly what's going on. We can't really be sure, but Oya with the army lead is going to be able to push across the map at some point. But then he's going to be facing up against a ramp with 2 gates defending it. So maybe he doesn't want to push. Maybe he wants to expand here. Looks like he is going to push just in case, but with no additional tech and no second gateway here, I really do wonder what the plan is for Oya following this, because he's done a good job defending, but what's his follow-up? It's a robo. There we go. He's checking around for more proxies as well. Oya definitely well-versed with cheeses. He's played enough games throughout his lifetime of Brood War. He's played a lot of wait, I wonder how many games he's played on this map, actually. According to this, he's only played 2, but he's won both of them, so... this is going to be his 3rd game. Now this is the problem when you've only got 1 gateway against 2. You're actually going to be up against more units from your opponent than you can really deal with, so... he is going to try and get some damage done the best he can. He's not able to kill any of the units, but has only lost a single zealot himself so far. The other zealot's going to go down. The dragoons on the other side not really taking too much damage at all. So looks like Oya going to turn his tail back home. Turn his tail back home. What am I even saying anymore? I'm just going over a phrase I said earlier, but just saying it wrong this time. I'm doing well. I'm doing well today, man. That's 2-gate robo against his opponent's 2-gate robo halfway done. Now obviously the tech advantage is going to go here to Oya, who is getting his first shuttle already. Is there a support bay that I can't see somewhere? Nope, just an observatory. So he's going shuttle, probably going to go for a drop. It's a bit weird that he's ah, there we go, support bay coming in. So he's going to get the observer, then the Reaver. Okay, so with Reaver coming in, that is really going to give him the advantage as he moves forward. He's still ahead in the army supply, but still 3 probes behind. He's actually stopped producing probes at the moment, and so is Last. So, but Last is starting up again, and he's getting another Nexus. So, Oya is still in a bit of trouble. If Oya can't manage to break through with his Reaver and do significant damage, Last is going to win the game just mathematically. Now obviously Micro does come into things, he does have to be careful, there is a probe going around the edge of the map. But he is in the forest here, so doesn't see anything that looks untoward. But we're going to have Oya pushing up a hill, so he does need to be careful, this is high ground, so don't want to push up that willy-nilly. The probe does get taken down by the Dragoon in the middle of the map. We do have no Nexus still yet for Oya, but he does have his first Reaver. Is he going for shuttle speed? No, not yet. Oh, but look at this. We have Last actually giving up his high ground position here. And is he chasing the observer with every single one of his units? Oh my god, he's actually just given Oya away onto his high ground. That is very, very bad. That is very bad for Last right now. The Observer, well, the Observer goes down, but he does know that a load of units chased him. And now a lot of units are going to be in the main base as he pushes towards the natural. There is a pylon here which will help out defending this. Let's have a look, see how this goes. Oh, the Reaver out the front. Oh, the shuttle! But the Reaver doing so much damage. The Dragoon's doing a pretty good job as well, tanking at the front. Looks like he is going to be able to break through here, and if he does, he's going to be able to win the game, but it's going to be a rough ride. Trading pretty evenly so far, but looks like the trades have gone in his favor. Finally for Oya, but here comes the Reaver on the other side. If he gets some good Reaver... Oh my god, that Scarab did so much damage. I want to see the kills on the Reaver before he dies. Looks like he's going to be able to kill his opponent's Reaver as well. Nice usage of the Dragoons. He is building constant Scarabs, so we're not going to be able to see the kills. But hopefully, eventually we're going to be able to get this. He is going to be able to get the Nexus, which is good for him, because he only just now started his, so... He's doing a good job making sure he has Scarabs. That is one thing a lot of Protoss players mess up. And this looks like we're going to be going towards an ace match, which is really exciting. We've had 5 finals in the STPL so far. 4 of them went to the ace, I think. Or 3 of them, actually. I think it was 3. All of the Soul White ones did. I know that much. And then the, I don't know, it may have been 2 of them. It wasn't all 4 of them, because the IRK one didn't make it, but... Oh, nice pickup. Oh my god, he almost lost his Reaver. 1 shot away. So the aggression is going to kind of have to stop here, because he's not going to be able to break through. His shot is too low to be able to do anything with it, so he's going to send that home. Is he going to build another one, I wonder? Looks like no. Not yet. Now he is going to have a defensive concave as his opponent's natural, which is going to make it very difficult to break down this high ground. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to unhide the supply count. There we go. Oh yeah, taking a pretty big supply lead at this point. Got the lead in the probes finally after that really big thing. Oh, 11 kills. We can finally see it. Now, Oya's not out of the woods yet. Last has still got a pretty good economy. If he can get in with a speed shuttle perhaps around the back, which looks like what he's going to go for, he could still clinch the game from the jaws of defeat here. So Oya's going to have to be careful. He's got a Reaver in a very low shuttle. He can't afford to lose this. And yeah, the supply count does kind of spoil it sometimes, but having it on, I don't mind it. People prefer it for some reason, so that's why I usually hide it in engagements, so you don't know which way the engagement's going until the end. I think that's always more fun. Because if you suddenly see someone's supply plummet, then it's not very fun. I just forgot to unhide it. Now the Reavers are going to get ready to get in the speed shuttle. Only one of them going to be going for the counter. There's not really much home to defend. There's only 2 Dragoons. Sorry, 3 Dragoons. Well, while the Reavers are away, while the shuttle's away, Oya may play. And oh my god, I thought he was going to get a perfect scout off on the shuttle, but doesn't quite manage it. There is a Reaver back here with a single Dragoon. He is going to have to react almost immediately if he wants to save all those probes. More Dragoons coming out here. That's actually very lucky timing. Oh, looks like we are going to see the Reaver drop. There's no... Oh, he does get a... I don't think he gets a Scarab off on the probes. Doesn't take any damage. Gets a Scarab off on the Dragoons. Does manage to kill both of them and does get away with it. Oh my god, 1 hit away again. The shuttles in this game have been incredibly lucky. Let's be completely honest about that. Oh, the Observer going down. That's actually very bad for Oya because all of a sudden he doesn't have vision over this end of the ramp. Dragoon chasing the shuttle the best he can. The shuttle over here not really going to be able to do too much with that that little health. Going up to 5 gateways now is Oya. We've got 3 on his opponent's side, so this supply lead is going to get bigger and bigger. Oh my goodness. Oh, the shuttle came out with 2 Reavers with 2 hits away from death. That was definitely not something that he wanted to do. He should definitely swap the shuttles over. No, you do not. You want to go with the Reavers with the healthy shuttle. This is just odd. Looks like he wants to try and elevate her out of his base, so I suppose that's going to work, but losing that shuttle with the 2 Reavers in would have been game-ending damage. Looks like they did have a pause. Hopefully that's not going to bug the replay. Shouldn't do that. But this is unfortunate because Oya doesn't really know this is happening. Wait, does it? Oya doesn't see this. And now he does. So he knows the opponent's units are all outside of his base. Now what he can do is just run into the main base now. He knows his opponent's units have left his main. So if he just runs in with all of his units, he can win the game. Looks like the Reavers are going to come back and defend though. He wants to kind of catch the army and not kind of leave it to chance. Reavers coming down, going to get double Scarab off here. Oh my goodness, he kills one of the Reavers immediately. And this is a very big, what do you call it? Circle around. There we go, GG. Last taps out, Oya wins, takes us to game number 7. It's going to be the ace match. It's going to be on Neo Electric Circuit again. Have a guess who the players are. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay guys, we are here for the ace match, and spawning us off here in the top left hand corner in the red, fighting for Wiko. Once again, it's Heart. And his opponent spawning here in the top right hand corner, back yet again. He kept his team's dream alive in game number 4. Can he bring home the victory in a 4-0 reverse sweep? It's the Miracle Toss. It's DeWalt. So this, regardless of the outcome, is going to be the final game of today. It's all come down to this. A single best of 1 on Neo Electric Circuit. It's a PvT. Let's quickly go through the stats of PvT in the STPL so far. We've used this in 2 seasons. We've still only ever had 4 PvTs. So far, it's been 3-1 in favor of Protoss, so it's been pretty good. So the odds are in favor of DeWalt here. Now, DeWalt actually played on this map against a Terran back on the 22nd of July, 2018. He played against Ash's Hit 'em Up, and he won in a 10-minute game. Is history going to repeat itself? That was not nearly as important of a game as the ones prior. They are currently playing for a, let's double check the prize pool, I think it's probably still around $1,000. Yeah, $1,113. We're not going to, unless you want to donate, we're probably not going to make the $2,500 prize pool goal. But if you do want to donate to the prize pool, you can head on over to the link I'm going to pop in chat. And you can add some money. I will dole out the prize money most likely tomorrow or the day after. So if you want to add before then, please do. A massive thank you, of course, to our sponsors, Esport Fund, who did give us the $1,000 to begin with, as well as the other people that have kind of given as we've gone forward as well. So thank you very much, everyone. Obviously, it's been a really cool season. This is the final game. I don't really want to miss anything, so I'm not going to go too off topic, but just want to say thank you to all of you who have tuned in throughout the season as well. You've kind of kept me sane, kept me kind of wanting to be doing it as well. Because when you're streaming on your own 3 nights a week and not many people turn up, kind of depressing. Like it's kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to actually want to continue doing it. I'm hoping at least I've got another season left in me. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll decide and then let everyone know, but I'm just glad we've had such a good season and such a good finals that even if the STPL doesn't come back after this, at least we ended on a high note, because that was really, really good. Yeah, this has been really good. This is the finals we've had. All the finals that went to the ace match, which I think was 3 of them, 3 of 4. All of them have been good. Even the one that wasn't an ace match, RK vs Seoul last season, even that was damn good, right? That was an incredible finals. Oya just missed out on his game against Scan, I think he played. And someone else missed out as well, like by the inch of, like the hair of their chin. I'm trying to think of the right way of saying that in English. I was like, the inch of their chin, that doesn't work. I don't... Oh my god. You put that in another language, that becomes really funny. I don't know how to explain that. I don't need to explain my element. The skin of their teeth is what I'm thinking of. Thank you, Lucky Noob. That is exactly what I wanted. My usage of English has slipped so much that I've just forgotten how to speak my speak my own language, which is a bit of a problem. I've even been not working the past like week, so I've kind of been speaking even less English than I normally would do. And then when I have been speaking English, it's been when I've been playing games, so I don't really get much use of vocabulary and things like that, so I forget a lot of phrases and stuff, but we're here. いや、そういうことできないって、まあ、できるけど、日本語でゲーム実況するのは難しいよ。絶対できないよ。Tetsuo was saying, so Wiko's best player is Heart. Honestly, I'm not really 100% sure, but I guess we'll find out. Now, not to discredit DeWalt, but one thing I will say in the history of STPL, when DeWalt has come across some of the Korean Terrans previously, it's mainly when he was up against Famasi from White. He struggled quite a bit. But DeWalt is an incredible player nevertheless, so if anyone's going to win the series here for ILK, DeWalt is definitely it, so that is why they definitely made the right choice. Sending out DeWalt, he's one of the strongest players in the foreign scene, and by God, he's definitely one of the best players in SCPL. Even with all the Korean players involved as well, he is so, so good. DeWalt getting ready to take a third base. Looks like we do have a 2-factory after expansion coming in for Heart, not taking his third base just yet. You can actually take your third base off of just one factory on this map, but looks like he wants to play this a little bit more standard. Doesn't want to play too greedy. Playing greedy can get you killed against Protoss, who's playing very aggressive. Now, Heart probably doesn't know DeWalt too well, although saying that DeWalt did spend some time in Korea. He is pretty well known, as far as I'm aware, in the Korean scene as someone who's quite strong. He does match with a lot of Koreans as well, given where he lives in Russia. He gets... I don't know what his ping's like to Korea, but I think he does match with a lot of Korean players, right? Am I imagining things? Like, I swear he gets pretty good connection with Korea from where he is. If I remember correctly, DeWalt lives in Siberia. Which, isn't that like Eastern Russia? I know it's quite north, but... Bill. Tupac saying he lives in Vladivostok. I'm gonna try and say the other place that Edroda said, which is Novosibirsk. Apparently it's right next to Korea. Okay, that helps. Obviously it's right next to North Korea though, so I'm assuming the connection doesn't go straight through. Yeah, the routing would be the problem, rather than distance. Novosibirsk. This lucky noob. Don't know if that's right. Oh, I got it. Sweet. It also has to avoid China as well, which is the problem given how big China is. I wonder if his packets go around and through Japan rather than back through Europe, because that would probably be a faster connection. I think there's internet lines that go from Russia to Japan. I'm not 100% sure though. My topology of the internet is not great. But it helps South Korea that South Korea is essentially, well, I mean, every country is a giant land, but everyone is so close in South Korea in cities and stuff, like the latency is insanely good. Like in the UK, like if I wanted to play with someone from London, I still wouldn't have perfect connection. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad, but yeah, they may have underwater cabling to South Korea as well. I guess it depends, because even then the South China Sea, which is to the right, I think, of North Korea, is quite a heavily contested area, which is a little bit of a problem with China, so China probably wouldn't want people putting cabling under there, given their claims of, well, this is a little bit geopolitical that I don't know nearly enough about to talk about informatively, so I better stop here. But yeah, it's weird. The internet is a wonderful thing, but it's so heavily blocked and messed around by geopolitics that it's kind of crazy. And I pressed 0, which apparently brings up my stats. Not call anything too late, minus 500 social credit. Yeah, Erob, IRK were down 0-3, now they have come back with a 3-0 sweep, and they are in the ace match, so this is pretty damn good. DeWalt is doing a pretty good job so far as well. The important thing about this game for DeWalt is he was ahead from the beginning, and he's getting more ahead. He's now on 4 bases. Hart is currently on 3. His upgrades, pretty delayed. Is +1 not finished yet? What's up, Shoop? Happy New Year. I do remember when I used to play Brood War as well. It was a couple of years ago now, though. I'm a VR chat pro now. I don't play Brood War anymore. If I wasn't streaming right now, I would still be on VR chat. Not gonna lie. But apparently Doc still plays. I mean, Doc definitely needs it. He needs to practice. You're back saying Kick's waiting for a VR chat port of Brood War. Lucky you saying Doc always preparing for when you finally stop dodging. Brood War too stressful, man. Well, they're saying that VR chat has its own stress as well. It's literally all just like personal human problems like that everyone has. Because like you think you can play a game to get away from all the like drama that people cause, but then it's like amplified up to 11 when you're in like a social game like VR chat or like Second Life or... Yeah, man. We've got a lot of gateways coming in. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gateways for DeWalt so far. He's going to be adding on to those. He's taking the bottom right hand corner, which is going to put him further ahead. But yeah, nerd drama is like the worst. And because most of the people who play VR chat and like any of those social kind of platforms, it's mostly nerds, right? It's just nerds arguing with nerds. And I'm a nerd and I argue with nerds, so I know what it's like. It's not great. It's not as bad as Twitch chat though. Not that you guys have been bad, but like Twitch chat on like bigger streamers' channels is just like impossible. It's horrible. Doesn't matter how many mods you get, it's just... Like when you get to a certain number of viewers on Twitch, you may as well just not look at the chat. Because you're never ever going to be able to read it. And the people who do read it, the people who take part, most of the time they're either arguing or they're just spamming insider memes. It looks like we are going to have a double Reaver drop in the main base. Did manage to catch that on the minimap before it ended, which is good. I'm doing better. DeWalt in a very good position, but he doesn't have enough Reaver scarabs. Oh, does get a nice scarab there. Oh my goodness. so much damage being done. Oh, is he going to get the armory before it finishes +2? I think he is. Oh my god, he's getting at both armories. This is such an important moment in this game. If he can kill the armories, that's game over, essentially, for Hart. DeWalt is doing every single thing he could possibly need to do to win this game. The armory looks like it's going to... Oh, he gets another scarab. He hits the armory. It's going to burn down. Is he going to repair it in time? Does he know about it? Gets another scarab. There we go. Both armories down. No further upgrades here for Hart. And DeWalt, who is now getting ready to take the bottom right-hand main, is incredibly far ahead. He is up nearly... Oh, he's up 11 workers. He's up 3 bases very soon. And DeWalt is definitely looking like he is going to take IRK to their first victory. And that would mean IRK went completely undefeated in this entire tournament, which is so insane. But yeah, the push from Hart is not going to be coming anytime soon. He is not going to be able to push on a 2-1 timing. He may just push out and see if he can do some damage. He's going to have to push out slightly at the very least to try and take another base. And rather than take the 12 o'clock base because it's closer, he's going to push to the bottom left. Now, that's not going to help him. The bottom right hand main is being taken right now. And DeWalt is going to load a lot of gateways here, so that's going to help him. Going to be even harder for Hart to deal with this. Now, he can't transfer SCVs here easily either because he has to kill the disruptors, so he's going to do that now. Is he going to realize he has to click more than once because they are stacked? There's, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 stacked on top of each other. Looks like he's not going to realize, so that's actually going to delay his expansion even further. He's not going to be able to transfer the SCVs down. I don't think he would have put them through this way anyways. I think the turrets may be blocking it. But Hart's still in it. Hart's still going to be able to max out, and a max Terran army regardless of upgrades is scary. But we've got 1-0 against 1-1, so DeWalt with the upgrade advantage. 2 armories have rebuilt. Looks like we are going to have an engagement here in the middle of the map. This is the first major engagement of the game. We do have an Arbiter here with enough energy for something. But wait, does he have enough energy there? No, he doesn't. He's almost. But DeWalt is just in such a he's such a good position. Like, it's so hard to come back from this. It's so difficult as Terran. Like, how do you take a 4th base? When DeWalt is in such a commanding position, it's so difficult. Storm coming in at the back here, going to make it even stronger. Stasis on some of the other tanks as well. Another Storm going to be coming in. And that is going to be a lot of dead tanks, a lot of dead SCVs as well as they run into the Dragoons. And I think this very well could be game over. There's not really much that Hart can do against this. He's going to be able to kill this army, but this is one of many. And the army is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger. And if we're going to finish it, harder and faster as well. Another great Storm coming in on those tanks. Deep Matrix on one of them, going to keep it alive against the Storm energy. Pretty good job, but losing a lot of SCVs. If we look at the supplies, DeWalt is now towering over Hart. 30 supply ahead. And that's just going to keep increasing as he has so many gateways across so many different bases now. So many units spawning at the same time. More and more Arbiters coming in. Hart is still in the game, but barely. There's a single Dragoon back here that's making things a little bit more difficult. Killing 2 Vultures before it dies. A nice choice for DeWalt here, but... yeah, I think basically this is almost game over. DeWalt has done everything he needs to wrap this up. He could throw the game away. It is possible. Another great Storm. That's going to kind of phase out the Vultures a little bit. Stasis on one of the tanks. Some of the Dragoons. There are tanks at the back. DeWalt's army kind of a little bit fragmented. He doesn't have a massive army up here to push through, but it looks like the few units he does have should be enough. Storm obviously going to help out as well. Storm is an incredibly powerful tool, and I'm talking about how small DeWalt's army is. Hart has all of his tanks down here defending this base, and there's no units going there, so he is going to lose his natural. But where are all the DeWalt's units, right? DeWalt's got a lot of units running up from here. I mean, he does have 100 supply, 110 supply in army, but I just don't know where it is. Feels like it's stuck some. Where is his units? Yeah, looks like this could be the end of the game. Hart is coming back with everything he has, but is it going to be enough to hold on against DeWalt's army? More Zealots coming in from the back. Zealots so good against tanks without their upgrades. It's 2-1 against 2-2. And DeWalt looks like he's just won the game and the series here for IRK. DeWalt kept them alive, and he is going to bring them to a victory here. This has been such an incredible series. I've had a lot of fun casting this. DeWalt, very well played if you're still watching. Amazing games by you today. And I mean, I don't think anyone really thought any different from that, but what a fantastic series. IRK are going to win their first season of STPL. Now, I don't know how well this is going to work. I don't know if I've set this up properly, but let's see if we can get it working. I know we're going to see the first 5 games at the very least. I don't know about the bottom 2, but here we go. We saw that 973 took down Age, who did swap him for Medinho, so maybe Medinho could have got a win there. We wouldn't have gone to an ace match, but kind of worked out better than he did. Haya won against Marwin. Hart won against Kamizerg. But then DeWalt comes in like a steam train, takes down Mutali on Triathlon. Whistler takes down Smurfs on Holy World, and then this is where I'm gonna mess things up a little bit because I don't think this is gonna work very well. Oh, I did. It works. Sweet. And then Oya won against Last on Blindside, and then DeWalt won against Hart in the ace match on the electric circuit. But very well played to IRK. This is their 4th season they've been with us. They've been with us from the very, very beginning. I'm so glad that they've been here because it's always been amazing. And you know what? I'm going to take this time. I'm going to go back to... I've not got my camera plugged in or anything. I'm going to go back to the screen I would normally use for the camera. But I just want to say a big, big thank you to everyone who's tuned in throughout this season. If you do want to support the STPL, you can support the prize pool by going over to the Maturino page. And you can add some money up until the end of tomorrow night. And then I'll be paying out the prize pool as long as all the teams sign up. But thank you, Zero, for the support. Thank you, everyone else, for the support as well. Great job with the BSL, man. I've seen how well it's going, and I'm really, really glad for you because you put a lot of work in it, and it's really, really cool. Maybe one day STPL will be as big as BSL, but I think it's a long way away. People don't like team leagues as much, but those of you who watched today, a massive thank you to you as well, because even though I wasn't feeling great, I still managed to cast because I had all you guys sharing your energy with me. Nice big Genki Dama. Wait, what's it called in English? Spirit Ball? Spirit Bomb? Spirit Bomb, right? But yeah, there we go. But yeah, I took time off of my very, very busy VR chat schedule to cast this today. A big thank you to our sponsor, Esport Fund. I understand from this year, they're not going to be giving any additional funds themselves. It's going to be community contributions towards tournaments for Brood War, which is a little bit of a shame, but unfortunately, Brood War is not as big as maybe some of the other games that the Esport Fund want to support and their backers want to support, so there it is. But I believe we still, well, I think because we've not reached our prize pool goal, I'm not sure what will happen with a potential Season 6, but maybe we'll get some funding from them again. But if we don't, we'll still host it. Hopefully we'll still get all the teams back again. We've had some nice new teams joining us this time. Starcast, who fell out of the playoffs losing against Red. And I think they're going to want to be back, or they're going to want to come back for revenge, I think, after that one. We did, of course, lose Net Wars this season. Unfortunately, they did drop out. We did lose Soul as well, but maybe they'll both be back. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. If there is a Season 6, it will be in a couple of months, most likely. Probably starting in around March time, so make sure we can finish before summer. But I'll keep you guys posted with all the information that you need to know. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. A big, massive thank you to all the players that played, because without the players playing their games, I wouldn't have anything cast anyway. So that's something that I always have to say. A huge, bigger thank you to the captains, because even though the players obviously need to play their games, without the captains, they wouldn't play them, right? I have been there on game days, not often because I'm usually like doing something else, and luckily enough, the captains are well organized enough they can deal with stuff themselves. But the captains put up with a lot of shit, right? And watching them, oh sorry, I shouldn't have sworn there. But watching them do their stuff is incredible. It's like they're herding cats. Like, it's so hard for them to tell what's going on. Once again, a massive thank you to everyone involved. Glad you guys enjoyed the final. I'm gonna find someone to raid. I am losing my voice now, which is gonna make the next day interesting. But luckily enough, I don't go back to work. Hope you guys have a wonderful new year. I know the new year's finished now, but there are still a few days left of holiday for people, most likely. And once again, have a great 2022. I will be back soon at some point. But yeah, Team Think Quick has something going, so I'll probably host them. I just need to... I keep opening up the wrong Twitch link. I keep opening up my own link, which doesn't help. Yeah, DeWalt versus Zeki is over on there, so... I'm going to host them. They've got wow, they've got 142 people watching, so have I. There is like 242 people at least watching Brood War, which is kind of cool. Always nice to see. It's good to see Team Think Quick doing well as well, because they've put a lot of work into their stuff. And a lot of money as well. So there we go. I'm going to raid them. That is going to be the end of the stream for me, and I will see you guys later in 2022. Have a good time. If you're watching the STPL, hopefully you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also, there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here.